All right, so Microsoft's latest numbers are out, and it looks like the big stories are, no surprise, cloud and AI. So today we're going to give the company a quick 5-minute health check. We'll break down exactly what you need to know from their Q4 2025 report. Let's get right into it.
Okay, and before we jump in, you know the drill. This is just for briefing purposes. It is not, I repeat, not investment advice.
You know, this quote from CEO Satya Nadella really tells you everything you need to know. He's basically saying that cloud and AI aren't just part of the business anymore, they are the business. So that's the lens we got to use to look at all these numbers.
All right, let's kick things off with a diagnosis. We're talking about those big, headline numbers that give you an instant feel for the company's health. Think of them like its vital signs.
And first up, wow, total revenue for the quarter hit a massive $76.4 billion. I mean, that is just a huge number. But what does a number that big actually tell us?
Well, for starters, it means one thing: growth, and a lot of it. That's $76 billion. That's an 18% jump from this same time last year. That's some serious momentum right there.
But you know, how much money comes in the door is only half the story. The real question is, what's the bottom line? Well, net income came in at $27.2 billion. That's the actual profit after everything's been paid for.
And if you're an investor, this is the number that really matters. That profit breaks down to $3.65 per share. That's what each and every share of stock earned this quarter.
So when you put it all together and look at the big picture, the trend is just crystal clear. We're not just talking about revenue here. We're seeing strong, double-digit growth pretty much across the board compared to last year. So the initial diagnosis? Yeah, I'd say very, very healthy.
Okay, so we know the numbers look great, but that begs the question, where is all this growth actually coming from? To figure that out, we've got to look at the anatomy of the business.
And right away, you can see Microsoft is definitely not a one-trick pony. Their revenue is split mainly between two absolute giants: products and business processes, that's all your Office and LinkedIn stuff, and the intelligent cloud. And then you've got more personal computing, think Windows and Xbox, making up the rest.
Okay, but if we're going to dig a little deeper, wow, the intelligent cloud is the clear superstar. Its revenue is up a staggering 26%. And that's being driven by Azure, their main cloud platform, which grew an absolutely incredible 39%. This is the real engine room of the company right now.
Then you've got the productivity segment. This is like the powerful, steady heartbeat of the company, right? We're talking about the tools millions of us are using every single day. Office 365 for businesses, up a very strong 18%. It just goes to show that companies are still doubling down on that Microsoft ecosystem.
And what's really interesting is that even the more personal computing segment, the part with Windows and Xbox, posted some really solid results. Gaming is up, advertising revenue is up. It just shows that there's real strength in pretty much every single part of this business.
So, the company's health check for today? A+. But what about tomorrow? Let's talk about the prognosis, what Microsoft sees coming up on the horizon.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Past performance is great, but the market is always looking forward. And to their credit, Microsoft is pretty upfront about the risks they're keeping an eye on.
So what are they worried about? Well, for one, competition in cloud and AI is absolutely brutal. Plus, there are huge risks just in trying to deliver all these new services perfectly. You've got cybersecurity, which is a never-ending battle. And of course, the regulators are watching every single move they make. These are the big headwinds they're sailing into.
Okay, that was a lot of ground to cover in just a few minutes. So let's boil this whole thing down. What are the key takeaways you really need to remember?
If you only remember 3 things, make it these. First, cloud is king. Simple as that. Azure is the undisputed growth engine. Second, AI is the fuel. It's the secret sauce that's turbocharging growth in every single corner of the company. And third, this is not a one-trick pony. Every major part of the business is growing strong. They're just firing on all cylinders.
And that really just leaves us with one big, fascinating question to think about. We can see that AI is already transforming Microsoft's own business like crazy. So the real question is, with all that power, which industry are they going to completely transform next? I'll let you chew on that one. Thanks for tuning in.